I don't know what the fuck this shit is. I just found this shit on this nigga page. I ain't gonna lie, this nigga page is interesting. And this nigga YouTube, hold on. I'm gonna show the YouTube at the end. But yeah, nigga, we finna.
This is a story of a cult leader that had a temple in the 1980s in Miami.
A cult leader. If y'all don't know what a cult
He
is,
ran the inside of the
look it up.
compound like a guard, ordering anybody murdered that came in his way.
You know he thought he would, bro. This nigga got blue eyes, bro. He got blue eyes.
The estimated 2,000 to 3,000 members of the group in South Florida believe they are the true descendants of the ancient Israelites and call white America a devil nation. All members take on the name Israel. They own a lot of property in Liberty City and strive to be self-sufficient, even growing their own food.
In the 1980s, Miami
was
not
woke.
only a hotbed for cocaine cartels, but also home to quasi-religious black supremacist cult that became a murderous criminal enterprise. Yahweh Ben Yahweh, born
Yahweh Ben Yahweh,
founded the Nation of Yahweh in 1979 in Miami's Liberty City, preaching a radical doctrine that he was the son of God and that whites were infidels.
Yahweh Ben Yahweh. So he was their God? Basically, he was their Pope.
Yahweh Ben Yahweh in Hebrew means God, Son of God. His followers call themselves Black Hebrew Israelites. They believe he will lead them out of bondage, away from the white devil and the sins of the past.
The destruction of America was set in motion
the
moment they brought niggas to the shores. You take one of our people out of the ghetto and move them into a white neighborhood, and inside of a month to 3 months, it's a ghetto again. And any man that has a solution to the black man of America has a solution to the problems of the world. I come with a proven solution.
Behind a facade of
With
religious charity and community improvement, Yahweh Ben Yahweh instilled forced discipline and portrayed violence against his enemies. He built a following of hundreds, requiring absolute loyalty, and his followers wore white robes and turbans, re-announced their birth names for
bro, who the fuck do these people be thinking they is, bro?
The
like,
Temple of Love compound.
At the end of the day, bro, we all human, bro. There's only so much you could fucking know and do. Like, it's a limit to certain shit. It's a limit.
And as the coast power grew, Yahweh formed a secret death squad of enforcers known as the Brotherhood or Death Angels. What followed was a reign of terror in the mid-80s that few outsiders knew what was happening. And even to this day, this story is pretty much untold, and no one has even talked about it on YouTube. By 1981 and 82,
this is what I want to hear about.
Yahweh Ben Yahweh's rhetoric turned openly violent. He trained an inner circle of soldiers armed with 6-foot wooden staffs, swords, and machetes to guard the temple and carry out punishments. Members who disobeyed were beaten severely, and fear and threat of death kept others in line. And Yahweh's sermons often had followers chant their willingness to die and kill for Yahweh.
What?
The cult's first known victim was one of his own, Austin Green, a member who tried to leave. He would return to retrieve his belongings, only to be ambushed. Yahweh's men beat him unconsciously in the back of a room in the temple in front of Yahweh. They then drove him still alive to a remote area and decapitated him with a machete. And when Yahweh was informed about it, he was reportedly happy of what they did to him, working followers into a celebration frenzy. Green's headless body was left for a warning for any defectors. After Green's murder, a couple who left the cult, Coltrane Curry and Mildred Banks, were targeted. Yahweh ordered their death after they reported the cult's violence to the police. Curry was shot and killed.
So I ain't gonna lie, bro, and that's one thing. If you got a big ass circle, it's gonna be one rat. It's gonna be one nigga that's ready to kill all the time. You gonna have a couple of them niggas ready to kill all the time, but it's always gonna be that one rat that you let in, and you ain't gonna know. And that's the crazy shit. Like, you gotta be able to pick and choose who you fuck with.
Mildred was shot in the chest and slashed across the throat with a machete. Miraculously, she survived the attack despite a near.
Me personally, I'm not even finna put myself in the position to go to jail, so it's like,
During
you
a
don't gotta worry
festival
about. I
in the
wouldn't
temple,
snitch anyway,
Yahweh
but you don't gotta
challenged
worry about
Bernard
me
Dupree,
snitching.
a
I
martial
ain't that
arts
type of nigga.
expert, to a fight against a senior cult member. When Dupree won, Yahweh ordered all members to attack. He was swarmed by dozens of followers and beaten to death with fists, feet, and a tire iron. Yahweh then forced every person in the room, including children, to strike Dupree's corpse to ensure his death. His body was never found after this. Yahweh created brotherhood with a shocking requirement. To join, members had to kill a white person and then bring back a body part, head, ear, etc. as proof. Between April and October.
Bro, it's no way. It is no fucking way you telling me they was really on that back then. So why is like nobody like hearing about this shit? Like,
of 1986,
I never heard about this story
Yahweh's
before.
Death Angels roamed Miami multiple times to stab random white victims. Cult member Robert Razia, an ex-NFL player, testified that he personally killed at least 4 white people on Yahweh's orders. Robert
Damn, them niggas
stalked
had
the drunk
bodies,
home,
bodies.
proclaimed, "I am the angel
Like,
of Yahweh." He
one body is cool, but like when you get like the 3,
in another
it's
instance,
like,
Robert and another accomplice murdered 2 white men, even severing one victim's ears as trophies. These serial killings were explicitly justified as retribution of 400 years of oppression. The cult
this
also
shit get
attacked
serious,
Black
man.
Miami residents who
Smell me.
visited them one day in
Shit get
Delray
serious.
Beach after residents clashed with Yahweh members canvassing the area. Yahweh ordered a retaliation strike. One night, 15 to 20 members threw Molotov cocktails into at least 5 homes. Armed with machetes, they stood outside the flames, prepared to kill anyone trying to escape. No one died in this situation, but this was a clear message. When residents of a newly purchased apartment complex resisted eviction by Yahweh members. This is how crazy Yahweh was. He saw
so
an
he had his own
opportunity
apartment
to expand
complex?
his empire and quote-unquote cleanse a property he viewed full of undesirable elements. The building housed some low-income tenants and local drug dealers. On October 28, 1986, about 75 white-robed Yahweh members swarmed the complex in a show of forcing eviction to an apartment complex that they didn't even own. 2 men, Anthony Brown and Rudy Browser, publicly criticized the group on Halloween morning. Yahweh then ordered them to be murdered.
The other dead man had been interviewed by News Center 7 yesterday. This while a few dozen Yahwehs were moving furniture from the ramshackle apartments and cleaning the premises. At that
so
time,
they was really moving like this. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, he was really ordering hits and getting niggas gone, and they was
Anthony
dead.
Brown was adamantly refusing to move.
And nobody, how the fuck did they not know it was him?
Show me no eviction notice or nothing. I ain't going nowhere.
What? So he just pulled up talking about, hey, you gotta leave. Like
Brown was one of 80 residents of an apartment complex that was bought by a controversial religious sect. The members called themselves Yahweh, or Black Israelites. They lost no time in cleaning up their new property and trying to evict tenants.
I'm gonna stay here until I get eviction notice. I don't care what they say.
I hope they didn't kill the kids, bro.
Just simple as that.
Less than 12 hours later, Brown and another man who had resisted eviction had been shot to death.
Broward was shot.
Damn.
Brown ran and begged for his life and was executed in a courtyard. Their bodies were left where they fell. Witnesses and recovered fingerprints linked Robert Rosier to the killings. He was arrested hours later, hiding nearby, and gave a false name. Robert eventually turned into a state's witness. He confessed to 4 murders and described the cult's internal rules. His testimony, along with others, led to a sweeping RICO indictment in 1990. Yahweh and 15 other of his top followers were arrested. Prosecutors linked 14 murders, beatings, and arsons of the cult's activities.
Damn!
For fighting drugs and saving
I was about to say the feds, bro, because it's only a matter of time once you do so much shit and you get, and the news is steady, they steady talking about you.
Criminal charges. Doug Tennell has our report. Federal agents arrested leaders of the Nation of Yahweh in simultaneous nighttime raids in Miami, Atlanta, and New Orleans. Charged racketeering and extortion, including 14 murders and the firebombing of a Florida neighborhood.
Lots of men, machine guns, guns in the face. That's what I saw. It was dark.
The central figure in the indictment is Yahweh Ben Yahweh, the group's leader who claims to be the Son of God. The Yahwehs, as they are known, accumulated substantial wealth in the early 80s, including several Miami businesses and a fleet of expensive vehicles to match their flowing robes. Many of those arrested were members of the group's security guard, created to protect Yahweh and enforce his will. Yahweh called his Miami headquarters the Temple of Love.
In 1992, Yahweh and 6 others were convicted of conspiracy to commit murder and racketeering. Robert was sentenced to 22 years for his involvement. Yahweh was sentenced to 18 years. He only served 11 before being released in 2001 and died in 2007 due to cancer. Many of his foot soldiers remain in prison to this day.
And I've had to address it. For example, there's an issue here that I think most of the people may be aware of. Here is an image that is a false image. And of course, my coming to America to reach and resurrect my people is to dispel this notion of a false image of the Son of God. It's quite apparent that my color...
The false image is the color. Is that what you're referring to?
Exactly. By this color being promoted as the Son of God and being a false image, then this causes my people to have the notion that white people are supreme, they're superior, they're God, and they have a tendency to worship them as God.
I am come
to
peace on earth. I am come as the Savior of the entire planet Earth to intervene in the affairs of man by establishing the laws of God, the Creator.
And you believe you can do that? One man?
One man created the heavens and the earth. One man, Hitler.
Hey, and that's what the Muslims believe in too. One man created everything. And I think that's true. One person created everything.